So from my perspective, I do feel that pandemic made us accelerating, especially in pharma, a lot, the way that we engage with doctors, because we were not able to do any in any different manner, right? So we could not do our traditional face-to-face. I just don't feel that we accelerated our content creation as fast as we enable our editing and our digital interactions. At least from my experience, I still feel that we're trying to do different content and different way of engaging with our content, but we are still doing this on top of old processes. So if you ask me if I can content with our existing content, not really. I think there's a lot that we can still improve there.
A lot to do with Abbott. Yeah. Okay, thank you.
I think it's fair to say, I think COVID has given all the industry a bit of a kick, right? So all of a sudden our face-to-face interactions dropped and we had to engage customers through non-face-to-face, which means we need to have a better view and understanding of how we construct those journeys to engage people properly. So I think that both in terms of the volume of content we're producing and the quality of content has probably gone up, but certainly not the speed or quality, we're satisfied with. It's fair enough to say. And you asked about frustrations. I think as an industry, we're still quite product centric in terms of how we think about our communication. And that's just the way we're structured, right? So, and I always explain it to my industry, like if you give content to a rep and a doctor doesn't like it, right? You can change the content because you're a human being. But as soon as it's non-face-to-face, you need to be much more sophisticated about how you build content and communicate. So there's definitely a journey we need to go on as an industry to get better at it.
I mean, we can't say we're content with content, right? Like otherwise I don't think we'd be here today. So I think the obvious answer is, we're not happy with it. And I think, there's a sense of hope and aspiration that we can get to a better place, in the sense that the way we do content, the way we engage with customers, like Adam was just mentioning, the way we design it, the way we can operationalize it, that it all can be done in a better way than we do it. I mean, imagine, where we were even not just COVID, like think about where we were 15 years ago, when it was like literally just a detail aid that was probably on paper. And we were thinking about going to a CRM platform and, good gosh, introducing emails, right, for the first time. Like, we have come a long way. And I think that's important perspective to have. But I think we also all see the pace at which other industries change around us, and we say, why can't we do that also? So, something, Paul, that might be interesting to do with our participants is also to get a sense of, who's a marketer on this call with us today, or who's in operations. Like, it'd be interesting, just sprinkle in there if you don't mind. Are you in ops? Are you a marketer? Are you a content creator? Because I think that can help us also tailor some of the things we're sharing too. Because if it's the ops teams, like, let's talk about some of the ways we can actually focus efforts around operationalizing some of this. If you're a marketer, let's talk about how it's not just busyness, right? That drives content creation. Like, let's talk about stopping and thinking what a content strategy looks like, so that we can do this a little bit differently than we've done it in the past. Because I think, and I'll wrap up after this, but I think sometimes we're our own worst enemy, in the sense that today it's the finance budget deadline. Tomorrow it's the brand planning deadline. The next day it's some stakeholder thing I've got to do. The next day it's something else. And we never give ourselves time to think about, I know I can do this differently, but what does that look like? And how can I actually get that implemented?